Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today, me and Moody are going to rank all of the Armory Pass skins. Now, that's going to include the case and all three of the collections. So, we've had enough time to really, get to play with these skins, inspect them, check the rare patterns. So, today we're going to rank them mainly based on appearance, but also any special features that they have. Battle scarred, anything from, rare patterns. And, yeah, I think we're going to jump right into it.
Alright, so first up we have the Lux Trim. This skin is super clean, it looks amazing, and especially for the price point, it's definitely worth considering putting in my opinion, a very high rank. You can't really ask for much more from a very classy, bougie-looking AUG like this.
Agreed, normal maps on this thing are gorgeous. I love the Damascus pattern up front. I think they did a great job with all of the colors. It also turns like a different shade of bronze in Battle Scarred. I think it's a gorgeous skin. They nailed the design. For me, it's an A tier.
Yeah, I think it's an A tier for sure.
Next up, we have the Cali Graffiti, I believe, and we're going to do right hand just so you guys can see it a little bit better. But this skin is pretty cool. I like the style on it. I love the etching design on the actual barrel. The wooden handle's pretty nice. I think it's a clean, stylish skin, and I do think it looks pretty good for its rarity.
Yeah, no, I definitely think the Calligraffiti is a low rarity skin with a lot of personality. Obviously has a very strong calligraphy influence, though handling has the great engravings, and for something that is relatively cheap, I think it has a really good placement. I think this could easily go into B tier.
I'm feeling B tier for sure.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Slalom. Now, the Slalom is a very clean skin. There's not a whole lot going on. It does have a lot of colors, but, it kind of keeps this simple white body with accents on it. I mean, I think it looks pretty good, but it's not like a standout skin in my opinion. I think it could probably sit somewhere in the midsection of the tier list.
Agreed, clean skin, looks wonderful with spearmints, but that doesn't go into the ranking. I think it's a pretty solid skin, nothing too crazy about it. I think it's B tier. Next up, we have the Outsiders. Now, this skin, for me, I get what they're going for. With this, fever dream drawing. I love the detail on it. I will give it that. And it's also double-sided, so the agents look different on each side. I will say, however, I'm not the biggest fan of the colors. It's almost like a fire serpent, and I'm not a big fan of this art style with these very not sloppy drawings, but you get what I'm saying. It's a very specific art style. I just don't like it that much, but I appreciate the skin.
I think this skin has potential. I just don't like the colors. I don't like this mustard yellow on the top of the gun. I don't like the crude look of the drawings. I know it's maybe just a personal issue, but I just think it's super crude, and I don't like this red. The skin just doesn't really stand out to me, and personally, if I could place it anywhere, I'd probably put it D tier, but I don't think it deserves that low. It probably deserves some B tier.
Some B tier. Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, so next up we have the AK-47 Crossfade. Obviously, this is trying to kind of do a crossfade between the two colors, this red and this purple, but I don't think there's really a coherent design scheme, and I don't really think this stands out at all. I think it's a very mediocre skin. It's not ugly, but it's not amazing.
Yeah, I think the colors are pretty decent. Once again, like Moody said, the design throws me off a little bit. I find it a little bit weird how we have measurements near the sight and then different color splotches. Not a bad skin by any means. It has crafting potential. I think it's a pretty decent skin. I don't know if I could put it B. I'll probably put it C tier. It's a bit lackluster in design. Next up, we have the Eye of Zapems. Now, me personally, first of all, I will say, man, this skin looks incredible with the spearmints. But it really comes down to, do you like this graffiti art style with very vibrant colors? If you do like it, you're gonna love this skin. I personally enjoy that type of style on skins, and I think it looks great. I love the color choice. I love the big eye in the middle. It's got character. I'm a big fan of it.
Colors fit. It looks good. I like the graffiti stylization of the art. The scope looks amazing with the light blue. All the accents are where they need to be. I think this deserves a pretty good ranking on the tier list.
I'm feeling a B tier.
Yes. All right, next up we have the Olive Polycam. There's not really much to say about the skin. It's just green and olive. I like the solid color on the handguard, or on the pistol grip and the handguard, but I don't think it really stands out at all. It's pretty mediocre in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks okay. I'm not a big fan of the colors. Almost like the Point Disarray, but with green. Not a bad skin by any means. Just very... it doesn't stand out above the rest. I think it's just a normal C tier. Next up, we have the Little Pig. Now, me personally, I'm not a big fan of the skin. I get the design choices, all of the gold accents, the stars, you got little pig. But I will say most people use this skin for trade-up filler. This skin is the cheapest of all the pinks that we have, which should kind of tell you the quality of the skin itself. Not a big fan of it. I think they kind of missed the mark with what they tried to achieve here.
Yeah, I don't think the skin is really anything that. I think the gold is a little tacky on it. Especially because like it's super reflective for this very matte base coat. I think the skin is not my favorite by any means. It's probably like a B tier.
B tier. It's not nothing crazy.
All right, so now we have one of my least favorite red op skins, the CMYK. Stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and key, which is black. This skin doesn't really have a lot of all those colors. It actually has more magenta than anything else. And I think they added this to be a crafting skin, but I just think they missed the mark on it being red. This should have at most been purple. Like, there's no way this should be in the red tier.
I mean, it's shocking to me. I have no idea how this is a covert rarity skin. I think this skin is very incohesive in terms of the design. We have dots, we have different colors. Yes, I will give it credit. It's the first skin to have a lenticular finish on it, which could mean a new era of skins going forward with, you know, the design, with the circle. That being said, the actual design of the skin, it's awful. It doesn't achieve anything, and for me, it's a D tier. I think it's a terrible op skin. Next up, we have the Tilted. Now, this skin, even though it's low rarity, first of all, looks once again amazing with spearmints, but I really love that they added a cyan minty colored Deeg in the game. I love this like graffiti art style where it's kind of covered in drawings and little designs. Really cool colors on the barrel. I think it's a wonderful skin for the rarity, and it's double-sided.
Yeah, I really like this skin. I think it's hilarious, honestly, because the dude who's like losing his mind on the side, it's on one of the high skill weapons, so it makes a lot of sense. This skin really fits, and all the colors look good on it. Even if you're like, oh, it doesn't really have cohesive stuff with graffiti, the colors look great on it, and that honestly speaks for itself.
Low-key, I'm feeling an A tier on this. I think it's a wonderful Deagle skin.
Next up, we have the Hydro Strike. I don't really have a lot to say about this gun, not because it's bad, but because it's pretty straightforward. They're water guns. And I think it's super neat that we have kind of a playful, jokey kind of gun. For weapons, I don't think every skin needs to be like a beautiful piece of art. This is a really unique take on skins.
And one of my favorite features on this skin is that water texture that we see throughout the whole gun. The handles, the barrel, and pretty much every part of the skin has this really cool 3D water effect. If you would like to buy any of these skins, make sure to check out today's sponsor, which is SkinSwap. SkinSwap is a CS2 marketplace where you can buy, sell, and trade skins with great reviews on Trustpilot. It's an easy way to swap your old skins for new ones or cash them out, and you always get a 40% deposit bonus. They offer a huge selection of skins to pick from and even daily giveaways. So if you want to try it out, you can use my link in the description for a free CS item. I think it's a great skin. For me, it's between A and B.
I think it deserves an A tier. It's super unique and it stands out from a lot of the skins in this collection.
Next up, we have the Sweet Little Angels. Now, in terms of color, it's incredible. If you like vibrant colors, this thing is gorgeous. I cannot get how demented these little angels look. They creep me out. I'm uncomfortable using the skin. I don't want to use it. I'm pretty sure everybody who uses it does not like the little baby angels on it. That's what kind of kills the whole skin for me, but the colors are great.
I would genuinely slap a sticker over them just to not look at them. Everything about this skin looks so good. If you remove them, the colors on this thing is an insanely good gradient. But those angels, they gotta bring it down to like a B tier max.
B tier.
Yeah. All right, we have the Famas half sleeve. I don't like the skin. It looks really weird. Obviously, I think they're trying to go for like a hunter's type of gun, but man, this thing is boring. It looks really bad in high wears. I don't think there's much to really worth saying about this. This thing is probably like a D tier at max.
Just boring. It's just a boring skin. I'll probably put a D tier as well. There's nothing going for it. All right, and next up we have the Famas halftone wash. Now this skin is a little bit better. I do like this flowy water air style to it that we have. The colors are decent. Once again, not a crazy skin, not a lot of design. It doesn't really stand out that much, but it's not a bad skin by any means. I think it looks okay. I'm just a big fan of these like wavy, flowy designs on skins. With that being said, I think I'll toss it in C tier. Do you agree?
Next up, we have the controversial heat-treated 5.7. Now, the reason why I say controversial is because low-key, this pattern's a good example. This really removes the need for having a case hardened. It's honestly a better-looking case hardened in some ways. Obviously, it's a little different because you could have steel look, but I mean, this thing looks good. It looks good. It's a good looking gun.
For sure. No, I agree. There's about like 20 patterns that have just an absurd amount of blue. I can't judge it based off the best patterns because the other 980 patterns kind of have a mismatch of like, you know, gold or silver or purple or like blue and yellow, you know. With that being said, I do think the skin, you know, it has its own kind of difference between, you know, case art and skins because it looks like the edges kind of stay yellow while the blue kind of heats up, which is pretty cool. As far as ranking it, it's kind of difficult because it's a super pattern based skin. Realistically for me, I would say the full blue patterns go in S and then like bad patterns go in C. So for me, I would say probably top of B tier.
I think top of B tier is a good spot because there really are some just not interesting patterns.
Absolutely. And next up we have the 5.7 Midnight Paintover. Not much to say about it, pattern based. Yes, the color at the on the handle is pretty decent. The actual design up top is not very interesting at all. It's just like some black lines on like a slide, but realistically, I don't have much to say about it. It's a pretty boring skin. I think it's C tier. It's not bad, but I kind of have to put it in C tier, I think. Would you put it in C?
I'd put it in C tier. It's okay. All right, so now we have the Galil Metallic Squeezer. I think this skin is absolutely a juicer skin. It has a lot of potential with the silver, gold, and of course, it has that bronze color as well. But it's a matte black body, and because it's so pattern-based, you can really get some super clean ones. You can get just gold and black. You can get just silver and black. It looks super cool. It has a lot of potential, too. It's super understated, but that's the point. It looks good.
Absolutely, and especially like the full max black patterns with just the matte black looks incredible for anything like full black inventories, black and white. I think it looks super clean. I love the actual pattern designs that you get on most of the skins. For me, I would say A tier, honestly, it has a huge amount of potential. I know people are going to compare this skin with the heat treated, but I do think most skin patterns on the metallic squeezer look on average better than, let's say, heat treated, where you get just like full, you know, dark gold and dark purple. That doesn't look that great. Next up we have the NV, and this is pretty much almost like the Eco, but the darker version where we have like gray and black instead of the white. I do think for what this skin is, it's pretty good. It's pretty good new model. I love the little like almost like army green colors that we see on the rails and the sides. I do think it adds a lot to the skin, and overall, even though it's super simple, I think it's great.
Yeah, this is an understated skin. I don't really have much to add. I think they call it the NV because of night vision, but it has like night vision goggles on the side. It's a eco, a little cheaper.
B tier for me.
All right, we have the Galil Rainbow Spoon, aka the Vape Shop Galil. Now, this is quite it's an insane colorway. To be honest, I don't really know what else to say besides it stands out. It has almost unlimited, I think, color potential, and it looks pretty good.
Yep, great skin. I love the pattern variation. It's not a skin you would expect to have like not rare patterns, but pattern variation where it's like different shades of like you can get the green and or yellow and pink one, the purple and green. Great looking skin. I think it's easily an A tier.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Axia. Now, personally, I actually pulled this skin off rip, and I will say, not the biggest fan of it. Yes, I think it's cool that we get glitter skins now, and it does look good with koi glitter stickers. But besides that, the actual design is a little bit lackluster for me. We have like almost like a titanium burnt slide on it with glitter at the bottom. The glitter is placed in really random spots. Not the biggest fan of it.
My biggest issue with the skin is not even the titanium slide. It's the fact that the grip tape doesn't take over the whole bottom of the gun. Like, why are you going to do like this weird pattern? Just do a whole bottom receiver grip tape that's like glittery. It's okay.
B tier, I think. Yeah, top of B tier.
Next up, we have the Gold Tooth. I actually really like this skin, and I think the normal mapping on it is low-key insane. Like, it is really, really good, and clearly they've been stepping up the normal mapping. Bullet bill type gun, bullet bill type beat. Some people don't like it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love the colors on here. I love, the 3D maps are crazy. I love the golden accents that we see throughout the slide. I think it's a great skin that easily deserves A tier.
100%.
Next up, we have the teal graph. Now, I specifically used a rare pattern here because most people don't know they exist, but teal graph, typically you'll get the red and black covering the whole gun, but there is rare patterns that are full teal. This is pattern 502, I believe, and I find the super teal patterns really nice. I can't completely take it into consideration when ranking the entire skin because there is bad patterns, but I will say, I think the skin is pretty good for what it is, and I love the pattern variation on it.
It's super neat. I didn't even know this pattern existed, so I learned something new today. I think that alone makes it, like, the teal ability makes it have a higher rank than I was gonna put it in. I think it probably deserves like a B.
B tier for sure.
All right, so we have the Hypnosis M249. Now, I don't really have much to say. You can kind of see the reason why it's interesting. It does have an optical illusion where there's really a spiral in the middle of the gun, but I mean, it's on the M249, so I mean, like, what the hell, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the optical illusion is really cool. I don't think we've seen that before. That's its main, like, selling point, but is it, like, a crazy good skin on its own? Probably not. It's pretty
like
cool.
C tier.
C tier. Next up, we have Spectrogram. Literally nothing great to say about it. The colors are okay. Not an inspiring design. It doesn't look that great. I don't know why you would go out of your way to buy it. I think it's just kind of a D tier skin, honestly.
Next up, we got the M4A1S Fade. What is there to say about the Fade that hasn't already been said before? This is like I feels like almost like the 6th or 7th Fade gun. It looks great. How can you go wrong with the Fade color scheme? It's obviously just a beautiful gradient, anodized gradient from front end to back end. It's good. It looks good. It was gonna look good. It could look good on any gun.
Yep. 80% to 100%. 80% have more yellow. The 100% have more of like the pink and purple. It's a great looking skin. It's executed well. It's the fade pattern. It can't be that. It's very difficult to make a fade bad unless you slap it on the op and it's too big. With the M4A1S, I think it's done well. It's S tier. So when I first saw this skin, the Be the Monster, I didn't like it that much, but since I've been like, you know, inspecting it more and more and testing sticker crafts and everything, love the color choice on it. Super vibrant skin. The color palette is great. We have like pink and like blue and green. Gold accents are placed in the right spots where it's not like OD. I love how it stays true to the actual Overpass design. I love the little Easter eggs. I think this skin is gorgeous.
The blue to purple gradient on this looks amazing. The gold all over just looks so cool and is obviously super vibrant. The graffiti itself is true to Overpass, and I mean, this is the red of the Overpass collection. I think there's not a better skin.
Easily S tier.
We have the Vaporwave. This skin is awesome. It looks amazing. It fits the Vaporwave aesthetic perfectly. And it has underboob, which is kind of not what I expected for a CS skin ever.
Yes,
like it's kind of out of nowhere. But I mean, aside from that, this skin looks wonderful. And if you don't like it, then you probably just don't like the Vaporwave aesthetic at all. To be honest,
dude, I'm a big fan of Vaporwave. I have like backgrounds with Vaporwave styles on it, and I think they nailed it. The color choice, the design, the Greek statue, everything was just the floral pattern on the barrel. Everything is done so well. We have like writing on the back. Easily an S tier skin. One of the best M4s in the game, in my opinion. Next up is Wash Me. I barely have anything to say about it. Kind of like a very mediocre skin. Yes, the actual buffer tube is kind of like bright. That's pretty much it. It's pattern based, but I don't have much to say about it. It's not that interesting. Realistically, I'm just gonna toss it in either B or C and call it a day. I think it's C tier. Everything in B tier is better.
Next up, we have the Polysoup, which is an insanely beautiful M4A4. Look at that color shift on it. The pearlescent effects on it. Amazing. The purple color. Amazing. It looks so good. Accent on the mag and everything just looks so good. This skin just is visually appealing and it works.
Absolutely, and especially the secondary color. I love this like almost like a wine like purple color. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I think they nailed it. I love the pearlescence on it. All the accents are the exact color. I was thinking of putting it in A tier. I low-key think it deserves S tier. I think it's a phenomenal M4. Next up, we have the Turbine M4, and once again, one of the best budget M4s in the game. The normal mapping on this skin is borderline insanity. They nailed it. I love the mechanical look of it, the pipes, the like little rotors and everything. It even lights up when you shoot. It has everything you could possibly want in a budget M4. The colors are done well. The colors are great as well. Everything just fits the style.
The normal mapping on this thing is like next level. I don't think there's another gun that has normal mapping like this. It looks so good to the point where like it shocks me this gun is $6, and I think the only reason why it is probably because it's easy to it's like purple, so you're gonna get it more likely than not. This skin, beautiful.
I low-key want to put it in S2. It's a crazy.
Oh, it's insane.
I think maybe top of A. Top of A.
Next to the gold tooth.
Yep.
Next up, we have the Pipsqueak Mac 10. The color on it is phenomenal. Light blue, looks great. You got a little hamster or rat. I'm not really sure exactly what that is. I think it's a mouse. The mouse is in there chilling. He probably bored a hole in the gun. It looks good. It just looks good. The colors look great. Great gradient. Very neat.
If you're wondering what that says, by the way, it literally just says squeak. I looked this up. And I also have to point out it's a double-sided skin where you see the back of the little hamster on the backside of the gun. Pretty cool. I love the colors. It's a good-looking skin. I think it's a B tier for me.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Cyber Oni, or the Cyber Oni, and man, I love the skin, even though it doesn't have any normal maps. Well, technically it does, where we see on the mag the little bullets. I love the colors. This whole purple and like magenta theme is wonderful. The art is great. We have like a robotic Oni demon. I love how the handle, the little wrap, has the pattern on it as well. I think this skin is amazing for the price and rarity.
I mean, this might be big bias, but obviously I love the cyberpunk aesthetic so much. Like I can't get enough of it. So this skin literally is just insanely good. It's great price, looks amazing. It deserves an A tier.
Low-key? Yeah, absolutely A tier. All right, next up, we're going to quickly cover the Wildwood. Now, this thing actually has a ton of pattern variation. You can get like a yellow background, green minty background, purple background, and a couple more. You can get the Wildwood writing on it. I actually find this skin to look extremely clean for what it is. Yes, it is like on a Mag 7 and like wind themed, but the accents being like this, like almost bronze color is great. I honestly think it's a really clean skin for what it is. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I know, controversial opinion, but I've seen all 1000 patterns on this skin, and I do find this skin to be done really well.
All right. Next up, we have the Neon Squeezer MP5. I don't like this gun. I don't like the MP5, and I don't like this skin. The purple on the background is nice, but I mean, this is just a bad version of the metallic squeezer. That's all.
You can get some very ugly patterns. I think it's C tier. Next up, we have the Savannah Halftone. Incredibly boring skin. It's float capped. This is 0.0. You literally can't get it. Even in minimum wear, factory new, it's float capped. It looks bad at all times. Very boring design. I'm gonna have to put it in D tier. It's not a great skin.
Next up, we have the Crakow. This skin is amazing. Pink, looks beautiful. Beautiful contrast with the green. Has the heart. Has the tweaking ass anime girl doing this kick. Crakow on the front. It has a great wear pattern where it keeps all the big details, like the heart, like the anime girl. I think a lot of people don't like this skin because it has like a e-girl Valorant type look, but honestly, I don't care. Looks amazing.
Yeah, I agreed. And one more thing, I really love like the paint splatter from the bottom of the gun. It's a skin that doesn't look that great from the preview, but in game the colors are super vibrant. I was thinking of putting it in A tier. I do actually think it's S tier now that I've gotten to see it a lot more. Next up, we have the MP5 Statics. Not much to cover. Pretty, laid back, simple skin. Has blue on it. It's got like a, machine look to it. That's pretty much it. There's not much going on here. It's not a bad skin. I'm putting it in C tier.
All right, we have the MP7 Astrolabe. I don't really know what else to say. It's supposed to be an Astrolabe. I think it looks really boring. I actually think the colors are really shitty on it. I think it's a D tier skin. I'm not even going to lie to you.
It's not that good, man. Next up, we have the Arctic Tritone. I am a huge fan of like clean skins, especially like the great match with the Spearmints because white on white. Love what they decided to do with like the split design where we have camo and then the top is white. Super clean skin. I love it.
Great skin. I like this skin a lot. White looks great. Yellow accents look great. Camo looks great. Great skin, as I previously said. Deserves a B tier, maybe even an A tier.
Maybe even an A tier. I do think it actually looks better than everything in B. I'll put it in A.
Next up, we have the Negev Wallbang. Obviously, it has a lot of it's graffiti influence. Talking about wallbanging people because you just spray this gun. It looks pretty neat, actually. I think it looks pretty good. The color on it is nice. And I think it's not terrible for like a 4-cent skin.
Yeah, I'm actually a huge fan of it. I know most people aren't, but I am. Once again, it looks phenomenal with Spearmints. I don't know why that keeps happening, but I love how they did like all the little small details. I love like art where it's like a bunch of little scribbles that all fit together. I'm not gonna pretend like it's some amazing skin, but I think it's pretty good. Would you be okay with putting it B tier?
Yeah, I think it's B tier for sure.
Next up, we have the Nova Worst Hole, I believe, and it's just a bunch of flaming glizzies, you know what I'm saying? What else can I add? Just, I think it looks decent for what it is. I like the red color scheme. That's about it.
It's goofy.
Bunch of glizzies.
There's not really much I can add about it to that.
I don't know what to say. I mean, B tier.
B tier. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Nova Yorkshire. I think it's kind of cool, actually. It has a good potential for color. It's pretty simple. It's just a two-tone. Gray and this, like, heat-treated type beat. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but I think it looks pretty neat.
The way I see it, it's almost like a oil painting, on a canvas. That's what I see it with, like the purple and the greenish yellow. But it's really cool. We have not seen this texture before in CS2, and I think it was done pretty well on this gun. I think it's a solid B tier.
Next up, we have the Coral Halftone P2000. This thing looks really boring. I don't know why they keep doing this. I don't think there's anything to add. I think this skin is mediocre. D
Just
tier.
toss it. Yeah, D tier. Next up, we have the Epicenter. I do like the 3D cutouts on it. Nice normal maps. I do like this almost, once again, titanium burnt tip, design with the colors. I think it's a pretty good looking skin. I can't rate it any higher than a B, though.
Next up, we have the Starcade. The Starcade is an excellent skin. Look at the glitterness. Look at how good it looks. Look at the beautiful color gradient from the red all the way on the pistol grip up to the barrel having the blue. It looks amazing. It's stunning. And the only thing I have to say that I maybe is negative is the fact that they just basically made the ocean drive invalidated.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's a gorgeous skin. I love the purple background with the glitter. Everything, it's just such a pleasing eye candy skin to look at. I think it's phenomenal. One of the best. And no debate about it. It's easily S tier. Next up, we have the small game, which is based off of the big game pattern on the gloves. This is small game. Very minor difference in patterns. I do like the sights being a different color, the slide being full black. Besides that, not much else to say about it. It's a decent skin. I think it just goes in B.
Next up, we have the attack vector. This thing's pretty neat. The colors are really good on it. That purple looks amazing. To the green, I don't know how I feel about the green, but I guess it works together. This must have been made by the same dude who made that pistol, that CZ, whatever. It looks cool. It's solid.
I mean, realistically, I don't know if it deserves A tier, but I think it's a high B tier. Next up, we have this bomber style Randy Rush P90. It's got Anomaly on it, some like bombs and finish line decals. I think the skin was done well for the style that they went for. It's saturated in art. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the camo on it, but I think it's a good looking skin that just deserves B tier. It's not a standout by any means, but it's a good skin.
Next up, we have a Wash Me. This gun looks dirty. It has graffiti on it. It doesn't look that good. It's really boring. I don't think there's much else to say.
D tier.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Cold Cell. Skin is very, very basic. Silver handle. And then like this like cellular, pattern that's blue throughout the mag, the top of the gun. Not very inspiring. I think it looks okay for what it is. I'm just going to toss it in C tier.
Next up, we have the Tango R8. This thing is beautiful. Look at the engravings on this. Look at those roses. Look at the cylinder has this like carbon fiber, almost like diamond pattern. This thing looks phenomenal. The wood grip looks great. The etching on the back. This thing's awesome. This thing's awesome.
Bro, so much detail on this. It's unbelievable. You see the engraved R in the back. You see the gold engravings on the hammer. Everything, the wooden handle having engravings, the roses, everything comes together so nicely. The colors, the engravings, the design. I think they did a phenomenal job. It is shocking how this skin is such a common skin to be dropped. And crazy opinion, but I honestly think it deserves A
tier. It's beautiful.
It's genuinely, besides rarity, it's a phenomenal skin through and through. Next up, we have the Trailblazer, and it has this, topography look to it. Once again, similar to Damascus Steel. We have flames, accents up top. Color scheme is monochrome. We have silver and gray. I think it looks pretty good for what it is. It doesn't stand out by any means. We have like a little Counter-Strike logo near the mag, and not much else to say about it. Pretty neutral skin. I think it just deserves B tier.
Next up, we have the Wildberry. This skin is pretty. It has very nice colors. The blue is nice. The purple is nice. I don't really have much else to add. I mean, it looks good. It's not like hurting my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, the design is not that crazy. C tier, probably. Next up, we have the Berry Gel Coat, which has this really weird combination of, like, tan and, like, cranberry red. I just made that color up. But still, it's not much going for it. Once again, it stays in theme with the rest of these skins from that collection with the little smiley face. But that's about it. I don't have much else to say about it. Realistically, it's a pretty uninspiring skin that I think deserves C tier.
All right, we have the half-tone world. This is the 7th tone skin. It's half of it is toned, and it has a whirl on it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Like, you get what you get. I don't think it's that inspiring. I think it's a C tier skin.
Exactly what I was gonna put it. Next up, we have the Rapid Transit, and I absolutely adore this skin. I love the design behind it, the transit lines. I love how they're all different colors, and on the back of a white canvas really makes the lines pop. I love the blue, the lens in the back. I mean, I think it's a very clean looking skin. It's got the transit written on the back. Everything is clean. I love the fluted barrel up front. I love the 3D maps they use to, give it that 3D effect. I think it's a super clean skin. One of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is awesome. it has a lot of really nice little details. I mean, even look at the bolt. Like, looks like a golf ball.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
really cool. I don't have much else to add. It looks awesome.
Honestly, I might be crazy. I would not mind putting it in A tier. I think
It's an A tier for sure.
comes
It looks
together
great.
great.
All right, we have the Zeno. The Zeno is another glittery type skin. Has Zeno written on 2 places. Lots of good colors. I think it's super clean. The chrome on the bolt assembly is super cool. And I don't really have much else to add. I think it looks cool.
I think it's a great skin. I love the chrome pretty much everywhere. The bolt, the stock, there's chrome everywhere. I love the color choice. The glitter kind of adds to the skin's, appeal and aesthetic. I find the red a little bit weird, I will say, but everything else I think looks great. Realistically, I will definitely say Transit, in my opinion, is a cleaner skin, but I do think Zeno is high B tier for sure. Next up, we have the Tiger Stencil. There's not much to say about the skin. It's pattern-based. It's got like a chrome and tan kind of style to it with like little, dashes, kind of like a tiger design. It looks good. Not necessarily good, but it looks fine. I don't have much to commemorate this skin on, and for that, I think it's a B tier. Not a standout, but it's okay.
All right, next up we have the Crimson Foil. I mean, look at this gun. It's 2 colors, crimson red anodized paint and chrome, and it just looks beautiful. There is nothing I can say that doesn't already be shown on the screen. This thing's amazing for like a purple, especially. It looks amazing.
And I absolutely love the color shift effect. When you inspect it, it's like bright red, almost like a pinkish red. And then when you idly play with it, it's orange. And it even changes color when you move it around, which is super, super cool. Very unique pearlescent. Maybe I think it's pearlescent effect or color shift effect that I've seen. Obviously should be an easy A tier. Next up, we have the Neo-Noir, and I love how they executed this style of skin on this gun. They made great use of the mag, having the sword on it. The sword also has like almost like a reflection to it in the sun. The flaming, decals around the katana. Everything is done so well. Great use of the space. Love the colors. Big fan of the Neo-Noir line of skins, and I think it just looks so good with the flowing hair.
The Neo-Noir collection of skins is all good. They all look good. This one in particular stands out. The sword, the colors, the UMPs in this Armory update are insane. They both look amazing, and this deserves an A tier.
A or S tier for me.
I mean, honestly, bro.
I think S closer aligns with the A tier skins than the S, because I do think the S tier skins really kind of stand out. Next up, we have the O27, and here's what I'll say about the skin. It's got like this, rustic, battle-hardened design with like the steel engravings up top. Pretty simple skin, not much going for it. It's got the CT logo in the back. Like I said, nice 3D mapping, but it's not very, crazy in terms of the color and art, and it's pretty basic. I think it's a B. It's easily B tier. B tier.
Next up, we have the Alpine Camo USPS. This thing is great. It has a purple suppressor. It has obviously a camo all the way through. Blue on the body of the gun, and we didn't get it with this particular pattern, but there is actually case hardened bits on the slide release, on the safety, and on the scope and hammer. This thing looks super cool. It's very nice for purple.
Reminds me of like a Bape hoodie, honestly, and I love how they took a gamble with like making a camo pattern blue and purple. I think it paid off and made a wonderful skin that's a new alternative for us. For me, it's honestly probably a B tier.
Top of a B tier, yeah.
Next up, we have Halftone Shift, probably one of the most boring, shift skins in the game, and those already don't look that great. This is a very boring skin. Not much to talk about here. Just gonna toss it in probably. Honestly, I want to toss it in D tier. I don't think it's as interesting as something in the C tier category. Next up, we have the Monster Melt. Now, I actually personally crafted this skin in a 000 float. I love it. I love this Overpass design. We have all of the little monsters that we see on Overpass, the colors. It kind of got like a pastel colorway going on, and it also is double-sided, which I love. So on the left side, all of the monsters are kind of just chilling, and on the back side, they're all melting. More of a showpiece skin, let's say, than like a play skin, but I think one of my favorites. I'm personally biased towards this skin, but I love the design.
I think it looks awesome. I love the monster look. I think this thing has beautiful colors. All the colors look good, and they're not like clashing in any way. I think this definitely deserves a pretty high rank, like maybe B tier, maybe even A tier. Yeah.
Low
if
key,
you're
personal bias, I'm gonna put it A tier. I personally one of my favorites.
And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we have our second zoo skin of the game, the Dragon Snore. This thing looks amazing. Look at the dragon. He is adorable. Look at the colors on his skin. It is gas. Amazing.
Well, when we talk about pastel colors, this skin is like nailing it. I love the rainbow colorway. I love how the dragon loops throughout the whole skin. I love how the actual charge on the back is red, and there's like a little nap time dragon in the back just snoozing, which you can see on the back of the skin, the little Z's flowing from it. Everything from the skin is just done so well. The colors are so vibrant. I know I'm glazing a little bit, but I absolutely love this style of skin, and I'm thinking it's S tier.
It is S tier.
It's such a good skin, especially for something like the Zeus. Alright, so quick recap for those skipping to the end. We have the Vaporwave, the Be the Monster, Starcade, Poly Soup, the Fade, Crakow, and the Dragon Snore. All gorgeous, wonderful, amazing skins. A tier is filled with great skins as well, just not the craziest ones. But we have a lot of like off picks like the Transit, the Monster Melt, the Tilted, you know, even this Lux Trim. You know, it's not rare skins, but they did a great job with them, from the colors to the 3D mapping. A B tier is all pretty good skins. They have good qualities, just a few things holding them back. C tier is okay. There's not like that much going on for it to be a great skin. And D tier, just not good skins. We didn't have a single F tier skin. Nothing in these collections was that bad where we would put it in F tier. Overall, I think most of these skins were all really good. And pretty much, you know, everything you pick from these collections or the case is going to be a great skin to play with. Guys, that's about it for this video. If y'all enjoyed the tier list and ranking, consider dropping a like. Consider subbing to the channel. Let us know if you would like to see more of this long form content. Thank you, Moody, for hopping on to do this tier list with me. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.